my name is Gemma and welcome to a new episode. This one's going to be a little bit talky from me, but I have some imperative updates and I have some gorgeous new games to show you guys as to what I've accumulated over the last couple of weeks. But this video is titled The News I've Been Waiting For, and we've finally got a completion date on the house, and actually it's imminent. We're going to be moving next week. Fortunately, there's a crossover period between being in this house and the house that will be owned, and it'll be nice just to kind of slowly get everything in, rebuild the lady lounge, rebuild the game room. Now, it's been surprising to me how many people have asked me, have you got more space? Have you got a bigger lady lounge? Have you got a bigger game room? And if you watch the entire video, or if you watch the entire episode, you will get the answers that you're seeking, because I've answered them quite a bit. So I'll answer them again. This room is going to be split into two. For now, until the attic is converted, I'm going to be using what will be the living room for anything for the PS3 and 360 upwards, which includes this live stream setup. So there's actually going to be a hell of a lot more room in the room that I will be using for the lady lounge. That will contain anything from PS3 and 360 downwards. A lot of the consoles, it won't look like a dumping ground. It's going to be set up in a way that is going to look really professional. All the games are going to be alphabetized. Everything is going to be catalogued in the Game Eye app. You guys, thank you very much for recommending it to me. I really appreciate it. And I'm really going to hone in on the collection and exactly what I've got and what I've not got, what I want to get going forward. And that will obviously come through on the retro game hunts that I have planned for, you know, give me at least 4 weeks. So that I'm excited about. It's going to be a fresh start. I'm going to be measuring the room when I get in there, the kind of perimeter, if you would, and I'm going to be ordering brand new strip lighting. And if you want a tour of the house when it's empty, let me know in the comment section, because what I don't want to do is put out content people don't want. If people don't want it, I'll release it to channel members only. I'll do it like that. If I don't want to kind of upset people, because I'm not here talking about video games all of the time. Now, so I hope that you can guys kind of bear with me. I want it to be a slow process because I want to get it right. I'm going to be getting some new shelves. I'm going to be going for some white shelves as opposed to black. I'm going to be keeping these as well, but we're just going to kind of change things up, and there's going to be a very weird symmetry about the room, and it's going to be very colourful and very inviting, and I'm looking forward to playing my retro stuff in there. I'm looking forward to filming in there, and I'm looking forward to moving on with my life. So it's the news that I've been finally waiting for. It's exciting, and there will be some more, just as a heads up. There will be episode 4 of a moving vlog coming up. So that will include packing the rest of this room and physically moving it out. My dad said he'll help me. My younger brother said he'll help me. Sarah's going to be helping. Jess has somebody helping. And Reese also said he would help. So Reese, I'll be texting you soon. And if you can help me, I really appreciate it. So that's kind of that. It's exciting. It's exciting for the channel. And speaking of the channel, over the last couple of weeks, I've been putting out a very different narrative. We've deep dived the Super Nintendo. We've took a deep dive on my first week with the Amiga CD32 bundle, and I hope you guys have been enjoying those videos. I've been putting a lot of effort into them, and I've really been doing a lot of research into getting those videos out, and I hope that I can capitalize on that in my new spaces when we actually finally move. So if you've not seen them, they'll probably be linked in the cards if you want to go and take a look. But yeah, so it's going to be a funny couple of months, and I've really been enjoying being on the platform and taking that new direction. I've been trying to slow my delivery down a little bit, and I've actually really enjoyed not going at 1,000 miles per hour. Because I'm 38 now and I need to start slowing down a little bit in order to preserve my coming years. So it's super positive, it's super exciting, it's very stressful, but I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been standing by me, sticking with me, sending me messages that have been kind of uplifting, and just sticking with the content. Now, I have managed to amass some really cool things, and I did take a quick trip into John Shaw's, my childhood retro game shop. He is now open Friday and Saturday, based in Alfreton. Go and check him out. The second-hand shop in Alfreton got some really good stuff in. Not even game stuff, you know, because gaming might not be of interest. It might be kind of comics or figurines. There's so much in there, and I have done lots of tours in John's in the past, and it is literally like an Aladdin's cave where you can go into it and you can kind of siphon through, you know, those moments when you want a game collection and there's like a box and there's GameCube, PS1, N64, and you're kind of just rifling through. It's as old school as it gets when it comes to retro game hunting or retro game thrifting. I didn't take any footage in there because I've not seen John and Wendy since the beginning of COVID, so it's well over 18 months ago. So I just wanted to go in there, took Molly, Sarah was there, Jess was there, we had a lovely catch up, and we were able to hug. It was lovely, and it was really nice to see them. And I did spend some money in there. This was 2 weeks ago. I bought my dad some guitar strings as well, so small fact. But I picked up some stuff here, and you'll notice if you're eagle-eyed that I have this brand new Pokemon Coliseum pack. Now, this is just the kind of black GameCube with the game and the memory card as well, which I do have. It's actually in another game that I picked up. So this was really cool. He actually chucked in another controller for me as well, which I'll probably bundle in with a GameCube bundle that I believe I'm going to be selling soon over on my Facebook page. So this is really nice, and what I'm excited for is I've never played Pokemon Coliseum. So I'm actually kind of going into this one a little bit blind, other than knowing the GameCube hardware itself. I'm actually going into this particular game blind, and it's good because recently, within the last maybe 2 years especially, I've really been taking a shine to Pokemon games, and it was definitely something that I neglected growing up, because by the time, say, like Pokemon Yellow came out and the trading card game came out, I started to drift in and out of gaming because I was getting a little bit older, and it definitely wasn't cool for a female especially to be playing video games. So I think I did neglect the Pokemon brand on purpose, because it was at a time of my life where I was just doing different things. But now I'm all geeking out again, and I have been for a number of years, that Pokemon, and I'm an avid player of Pokemon Go as well. It's really kind of on my radar, and I'm really intrigued when I play all Pokemon games. So I think that this as a bundle is a very nice addition to the Lady Lounge. And I think one of the other cool things about the Game Eye cataloguing app is that you can catalogue your consoles. I have the Mario Kart Double Dash Premium Pack as well, but I will be able to keep an eye on exactly what console variants I've got. So that is a massive thumbs up from me. So I did pick up some games from John's as well. I'm all kind of for, you know, supporting local businesses, especially as we're coming out of these challenging times as well. I do recycle a lot of what I earn on this platform, in fact all of it, into supporting local businesses like John. And I did clock, when we went upstairs actually, I did clock this copy of Animal Crossing, and it says here, memory card included, and would you Adam and Eve it, the official memory card is included, as well as all of the leaflets here. Now for me, Animal Crossing, it's a little bit like Pokemon, because it was one of those games and I guess brands that I did neglect. So for me, I'm 38, I'm coming into Animal Crossing, and I did start playing Animal Crossing back on the Nintendo Switch. And what I played so far, I really like. I'm actually playing it on my Switch Lite. So it did give me a hunger for Animal Crossing, and to my shock horror, it's not one that I own on the GameCube. So when I clocked this in John's as I'm rooting through the stuff, I knew I was going to pick up the GameCube. I kind of figured that this would be a delicious bundle for me to kind of, you know, buy. And I'm excited to get into the new Lady Lounge and have my dedicated retro setup, and just dive into this. Because another good thing about moving for me is that a lot of my consoles are going to be ready to turn on and play, whereas in here it was a case of unpacking everything, plugging it in and playing. So I'm excited to have those winter nights nestled up with some Animal Crossing on the GameCube. I guess we might as well stick with the GameCube theme, and it was a colleague that recommended Smugglers Run to me. And because I've never actually bothered even with this, so it's nice for me to be able to come into these kinds of games and play them for the first time and experience them for the first time. So there's no nostalgia for me that's attached to this, but there's definitely a level of excitement that you get when you go into playing a brand new video game for the first time. And this reminded me a lot of Twisted Metal, but with a bit more of a purpose. So you play across multiple terrains, multiple vehicles, and you are a smuggler, and you have to drop off your kind of goods, if you would. There's lots of like supplies that you could pick up and take to a certain point on the map, whilst avoiding other drivers and getting kind of smashed up and dropping it off and then moving on to the next. The soundtrack for this as well is absolutely gnarly. So this is wicked if you've not played it. And obviously with it being a cube title, you can play with 3 other players, so it's a 4-player experience. So I'm going to get Sarah on some Smugglers Run when we're setting up the new game room. Sarah, if you're watching this, beware, because me and you are going to be playing some Smugglers Run. So this actually only cost me, and this was at quite a nice price, on eBay with free postage, £6.99. So that's a good price. That is a very good price, and it came pretty quickly. And as you guys can see, everything is included here. So that's really, 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 really cute. And also I went to my very first yard sale, because yard sales are not a thing here in the UK. So it's actually classed as a jumble trail, and it was in, I believe it was in the Arnold area of Nottingham. And I did find some other stuff. I'm not going to kind of be all boring and show you everything that I picked up. I've picked out the cream of the crop, because when Sarah actually clocked Animaniacs, I knew I had to have it, and this was only £5. It does go for a lot more on eBay, and it was kind of weird because I was looking at what these go for on eBay, and there was this one user that was rating it 1 star out of 5, saying that the game was absolutely lame, and it was the same user rating every game that was for sale of this on eBay. So I was like, maybe that's a troll, I don't know. But for me, the Animaniacs brand, watching the cartoon, growing up with the cartoon, it was fun and it was quirky. And I thought if the game is anything like the cartoon, I'm definitely going to be in for a fun ride with this one. So it's really nice to have this like gorgeous, amazing new GameCube bundle and get some key games like this in Animal Crossing. A charity shop find for a tenner. So Rugrats for me shone at its best with, it was Reptile's Revenge on the PlayStation 1, and you played as all the characters, and there's the house, and you go to a mini golf course, and you take on different challenges in Reptile's Revenge, and you collect little pieces. I think they were like puzzle pieces if I remember correctly, and it was definitely a game that I never would have picked. But when I started to play it, I think I saw it at a friend's house, believe it or not, and I really liked it, because this is not, Rugrats for me is not a brand that I would normally pick. So I'm kind of going into Royal Ransom with high hopes from Reptile's Revenge on the PlayStation 1, which is an absolute perler of a game. I might even stream it. But flipping it on its head, acquiring this in a charity shop at £10, it tends to be the going rate for something like this exact title actually. So again, it all comes down to charity shops are really charging astronomical prices, but I'm a fan of like the phrase of if you want it, you buy it. If you don't want it, you don't have to buy it. Nobody's forcing you, and I wanted to buy this for a tenner. So my question to you is, have I been ripped off? Feel free to roast me in the comments, but don't be too harsh on me. Home Alone 2 on the NES. It is nice to have some NES action in my life. Lost in New York is a game that I've not played, but I understand the premise of Home Alone. So this is going to be a fun one to play when I set up the NES in the brand new Lady Lounge. So if you're intrigued in moving vlogs, we're going to be getting them, because I'm not going to have time to sit down and deep dive any games or any consoles like I did with the SNES video I did recently and the Amiga CD32 bundle video that I also did recently. So bear with. But if you want I'll tell you what, if this video gets to 1,000 likes, 1,000 likes, I will do a tour of the house. If not, I won't bother. That'll be able to tell me, and I'll be able to gauge it just then if you don't want to leave a comment. So thanks for watching. My name is Gemma. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.